Hi everyone, I am insanebrio and welcome to another Game Maker Studio tutorial about coding. Today we are going to start from where we left in the older video. We just created a simple object which had to write in the screen "Hello World". Today we are going to see something about variables and we are going to see also the key press. So let's begin. First of all, I have to explain what are variables. Actually, in every game you need something to keep in memory some informations. For example, you have to keep in memory how many lives do you have, or the health a certain enemy or yourself have. Or if you have a first-person shooter, you have to keep in mind what type of weapon you are using. You have to keep in mind the ammo of every weapon. And to do so, the program language gives you a resource called variable. And the variable is essentially a box of memory. You give a name to the variable and it can contain one thing. And it will keep that information as long as you don't change it, essentially. And actually there are two kinds of variable in Game Maker Studio. There are local variables, which are variables inside an object, an instance of an object, and global variables, which are variables of the game itself. And well, today we are just going to see quickly the local variables. First of all, each instance of an object has all the variables of the object, but the values of the variables inside an instance of an object can be different from the value of the variable of another instance. And also, objects has some built-in variables, so variables that already exist outside your coding. For example, if we see the object we already created, you can see that it has x and y, the coordinates, and the coordinates are variables. But if I create another instance, it still has x and y, but they have a different value than the other instance. So both instances will have x and y, but their value can be different. However, when you are going to code, you will need to use also your own variables. And now we are going to see how to create them and to use them. First of all, you have to create the create event, a special event which works a single time when the instance of the object is created. And it will be the first event to run of an instance, and it will work a single time and can be used to set up the instance and also to initialize or create the variables. To create a variable, you have to write its name, and I will say, for example, variable, pretty simple, equal to what you want inside of it, and let's say 0, for example. So with this line of code, I have created a variable called variable, and I have inserted inside of it the number 0. And from now, the variable will exist when I am going to put the object inside a room. It will have also a variable called variable with a number of 0 that stays equal to 0 as long as I don't change it. And now to change the variable during the game, we are going to make the object, the instance of the object, more interactive. To do this, we can use the events of the keyboard, for example. And as you can see, there are 3 keyboard events: normal keyboard event, keyboard key press event, and key release event. And well, they will work with all the keys of the keyboard, but how they work is different. The normal keyboard works every single step of the game as long as you hold pressed a certain key. So if I hold pressed a key for 1 second, so 30 steps, every step of this second, this event will occur. The second event, the key press, will work instead only in the step when I press the key. So the first step, the key is pressed. And key release is the opposite. It will work only in the last step when the key is finally released. And well, I'm going to use the key press, so the one which works only when I press it. One moment. Key press up and key press down. And now we are going to make something simple with the variable. We are going to increase or decrease it. And to increase a variable, there are two ways to increase or decrease a variable. You can write variable equal to variable plus 1. Or you can write variable plus equal 1. Why? Because as I said, when you write variable equal to a number, you insert what is in the right of the equal sign to the variable. In this case, I will insert inside the variable its older value plus 1. So if in the first example I have 0, I will insert in the variable 0 plus 1. And the second line is the same thing, variable plus equal 1. You increase it by what's inside, what's after the right, in the right of the equal sign. But if you write variable equal plus 1, it will be a totally different effect, because it will put the variable equal to 1, because plus 1 is 1. Now I'm going to keep only one of these, and on down I will do, on the key down I will do the opposite thing. I will decrease the variable. And in the draw event, to see the variable, I can write here on draw text the name of the variable. And this will not draw the text variable, but this will draw what's inside the variable. And now we are going to test. Now the variable at the start is equal to 0, and we are going to see in the screen only 0. Now I press up, and every time I press the button, as you can see, the variable increases. If I press down, the variable will decrease. Pretty funny. And well, you can do this also with to multiply the variable, to divide the variable, and that's it. Well, we ended this tutorial. You saw how to create a variable, how to modify a variable, how to draw a variable, and the key events. I hope you understood, I hope you enjoyed, and well, if you really enjoyed, you are free to like the video and subscribe. Bye!